All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You never know when you're going to be watching this. So I'm glad you're joining us, Realty Executives in the Villages. The report that we're going to be talking about today, this is going to be the summary of 2023, but it's going to help us understand what direction are we going in 2024 for sure. Like what's the direction we're going in? I think that is what people are asking. Should I buy? Should I sell? Should I wait? Should I rent? All of those are all questions. We get this all the time, and I don't know that there's a right or wrong answer. I always think that, timing is whatever your timing is, then that's what you should do. I don't know that you should be, I think oftentimes people, treat housing as if it's a stock. And I think that's probably a mistake, right? Like that's probably a big mistake to actually treat properties like their stocks. So Glenn Stein here, Realty Executives in the Villages, located on 466. We have another office in Coleman. That's actually not too far away from where all the action is, all the new construction action is. William Rizzo, good morning from the Florida Keys. Hopefully you're getting better weather than we are right now. Let me know what your weather's looking like, because there is a storm going through like right now through a lot of the country. We saw that earlier on this week, and looks like we're seeing again. It's January 12th. It's 2024. Can you believe it already? 2024. It's January 12th. Like Christmas was like yesterday, wasn't it? So let's dive into it. We're going to look at, this is a report that we're actually, it's at the print shop right now. Um, so that's going to come out in a hard copy. So if you're local, you're going to be able to pick that up at our open houses for sure. So the past 10 years, looking at the numbers historically, this tells you, like, this is how many sales are actually happening. Right now, actually, we're in this is December of last year, 2023. Probably about pretty normal for that time of year. And then looking at you know 2023 numbers are very in line and maybe at the upper level of pre-2019 numbers, right? So we saw that. Looking at the volume over the last 10 years by month, obviously looking at this right here, 2021 being the crazy outlier year. But if you were to eliminate this, like take out this chunk here and just look at, this, it's like, oh, look, we look pretty darn good compared to 2014 through 2019 as far as number of units times average sales price. The volume is what that represents. Average sales price right here, a little bit less than what we saw in 2021, but definitely if you look at the numbers, like significantly more than 2014 through 2019. And some people might say, well, are we going to be seeing, is there going to be a market crash? Prices are going to come down. Prices come down when there's no demand. I look back at 2008, and I was selling. I've had my license since 1998, selling since 2000, selling in the villages since 2004, and 2008 was a period where the demand just dropped off a cliff, and then the prices dropped, and even in the villages, the prices dropped about 15-16%. Compared to the rest of Florida that dropped anywhere between 50 to 75. Like that was a real market crash that was caused by real estate. This we'll talk, slow down. We've seen probably about a 7 to 8% deduction in equity and pricing off of 2021 numbers, which is what that chart showed. That was really related to inflationary monetary policy over COVID, blah, 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 and all that kind of thing. So we won't judge it. We're not going to get into politics, but it is what it is, right? Months of inventory. Okay. This tells us how much inventory there is, and there's more inventory now than obviously what we saw in 21, 22, but still significantly lower than 14 through 16, and then 2019 as well. Okay, so definitely more inventory, but normal inventory is what we're seeing. Same thing here, days to sell. How long is it taking to sell a home in the villages on MLS? very similar to what we saw 17 through 20, late 2020, right? Very similar. We're back in line with these numbers, which I think that's the punchline. The punchline in all this is it's more of a pre-2020, pre 2021 market, normal, very normal market, with prices being higher. They've come down a little bit, but volume is higher, meaning number of units is about similar to what we saw 2020, 2019. How long it's taking is very similar, right? In the mid, under 2 months, 40 to 45 days typically, depending on where you are, by the way. Like if you're in a very hot spot between the sixes, or north of 44, it's taking, probably under 30 days. It's pretty fast as long as you have it priced correctly and your house looks good. North of 466, taking probably closer to 60 days. So that's where you get the averages here. And then south of 44 in the newer sections, it is taking longer because you're competing against new construction. Number of sales by month. Obviously, this green bar here is the 2020. Those are the 2021 numbers. So lots of sales. Then big reduction in sales in 2022, and also a little bit of an adjustment in 2023. So big adjustments there. Big difference between number of sales, not price, number of sales, 21 to 22. And then only the latter part of 23 did we see 23. You've seen this June and all the way through the end of the year. Did June 23 overtake 2022? That's where we saw the switch, right? The switch back to normalcy. So if you look at this, market drops off significantly. We're looking at late 2021 into early 2022. Interest rates jump up spring of 2022. That's where the turn takes place, and then it turns back again in the latter part of 2023. So you're talking about an 18-month, we'll call it a whatever you want to call it, housing. There wasn't a housing recession, but housing slowdown because of interest rates. And it accomplished what I think the Fed wanted to accomplish, which is a slowing down of the appreciation factor, which obviously you can see here, right? That's something that we just noticed. Sales price average. So you're seeing a plateauing, very flat. A little bit of an increase in 2023 numbers in the villages, then a little bit less, and a little bit more, and about even, a little bit less in 23, a little bit less, a little bit up. October 2023, a little bit down November. So it's kind of, it averages out. And if you look at it, the average sales prices pretty much stayed pretty even. And if you look at like sold price per square foot, it's right at $250 a square foot. And it's been pretty consistent. If you compare 2022 to 23, lots of consistency there. Days to closing now, looking at pretty much what we looked at before in that days on market there. Inventory levels, right? There's pretty much what we saw before. Properties on the market coming back, returning to very normalish, a little bit above. I'd say a little bit above normal, obviously. We're hovering around that 400 mark right now in the villages. So, that tells you, exactly what's really happening, in the villages, MLS. That's what happened last year in 2023. And then, looking at 2024, that's pretty much what we're seeing right now. Okay. So yeah, William, 78 and sunny. I love that, right? Keys, you guys are significantly south from us. We purchased a home in August, rent it out. And that's something we do as well. Like, for people that are not ready to move, or you want to buy, you want to take advantage. And I think there is a window of opportunity right now to buy. I mean, you could buy anytime, but I think right now, like the next week or two, and I think it's about to change and flip. I'm just like, this is what I'm seeing. The traffic is starting to pick up. We're crowded because of season. Those people are settling in. They're going to be looking to buy. over the next 60, 90 days up until like middle of April. So there's an opportunity now to jump in and buy and get a little bit of a discount. I'm not saying you're going to get a steal, but a little bit of a discount. I think that's there. I think homes are going to move faster in the next couple of months, and that's been traditional. But also, we're also very busy with real buyers and sales over the summer, which is a little bit of a surprise for people, because that's a little bit of a different thing. So I'm expecting a very consistent market this year, very consistent market, a little bit better. I think when we look at the charts at the end of the year, I think that sales are going to be a little bit higher than what we saw in 2023. So, you know, if you're thinking about buying, I think it's a fair time to buy. You know, the Fed has talked about interest rates coming down slightly. Most of the people that we work with are paying cash anyway, so interest rates are not a massive factor. They do impact, obviously, whether your home is going to sell wherever you are, right? In, you know, the normal real estate world, I think that's a real thing. You know, so that is something that you know, we need to pay attention to, of course. But mostly cash in our area, probably about 75 to 80% of our deals are cash. Or high, you know, the other part is like high conventional, meaning a lot of money down. So decent time to buy right now. Time to sell. I think it's a real good time to sell as well. It's been like that the last couple of years, like kind of even market, right? Will you get some more money down the road? I think there's going to be relatively flat growth in pricing over the next couple of years. I don't see massive appreciation, and I don't see a big drop off either. So the next couple of years are probably going to be pretty even, Steven, as far as that goes. I'm looking at the new listings, 53 new listings on the market, 56 price decreases, 35 pending. So that means we're still seeing an increase in inventory. So that hasn't taken place. We haven't flipped the script, and I think we will see a flipping of the script sometime in the next several weeks, where we're seeing more pendings than we are seeing new listings coming on the market, which means it's a little bit more in favor of sellers. But now that we're seeing much more inventory, 17 more new listings hit the market, good time to buy right now while that's happening. And sometimes we overthink it. We want to wait. Well, you can wait, but I don't think it's going to get too much better than this moment, because there is a holiday hangover, because it's only January 12th. Questions about the market? I'm the broker here, Realty Executives, 352-572-3796. Please like our video. That'd be great. You can share it. Somebody that really needs to understand what the market is about, share it. And also, if you haven't subscribed, that would be absolutely fabulous. So if you can subscribe, that'd be great. You call me, text me with questions about renting out your home, renting here, whatever, selling, buying, whatever. All right, take care.